Hi, there are certain assets that you must have in life. And these assets are things that would help you in the long term, especially this year and beyond. If you invest in these assets, there's no fear of future investment haircuts or economic debt restructuring. Yes. And so I'm going to share with you 7 pairs of values of these assets that would help you. If you live by it, you're going to have a great year and the years ahead. I'm the question Mindsurgeon. Just give me 15 seconds and we'll be right back. The very first thing is the letter L, that is leadership and lessons. Everyone aspires to be a leader. Even if you don't aspire to be a leader, you are a leader one way or the other. You just have not realized it. Being a leader is to lead first yourself before you lead people based on the vision that you have. Being a leader is great, but comes with a lot of responsibilities that you must be aware of. And once you're a leader, you can change the lives of the people around you, including yourself and society at large. But first, before you can become a leader, there are lessons that you must learn in life. Learning lessons are good. It's able to shape you, shape your thinking, and help in your decision making. Once you learn the lessons of life, you are good to go. Lessons are great. It is something that builds you up. If you go into a situation and you come out of it without learning the lessons of it, trust me, you'll take that course again. So lessons is key. If you're done learning the lessons in the situation you went through, you are good to become a leader after it. The next letter is T. T for truthfulness and trust. Come closer, I want to tell you something. Come closer. It's hard to trust people these days. I know you agree with what I just shared with you. A lot of us have been heartbroken. A lot of us have been disappointed because we trusted some people and they let us down. They stabbed us in the back or possibly betrayed us. It's good. It's one of the lessons you learn about life. It's hard to trust people. But wait, before you make that statement, I want to ask you a question. Do you trust yourself? Do you trust yourself? You remember you said you're never going to share with anybody that thing that was told to you, but you did share it. Do you trust yourself? And so before you can give trust to someone, you must first have trust. How much do you trust yourself? Do you trust your gut in doing and executing that task correctly? Do you trust yourself? Now, when you trust yourself, then one of the things that you look out for or help yourself build up is the attribute of truthfulness. It's hard to tell truth these days because it's almost as if when you try to tell the truth, the more you find yourself in trouble. But one thing I would like you to know and appreciate is the fact that anytime you tell the truth, when the day of reckoning comes, you relax because you know that the truth would set you free. Telling the truth, even in the face of danger, is something that comes with a certain level of deep conviction. And is one of the things that we must work with this year. When we learn to tell the truth in the face of adversity, in the face of threat. Yes, we will go through the pain, but in the end, your integrity is intact. Letter G, God and gratefulness. I don't have a problem if you don't believe in God at all. I don't have a problem. The truth is that you don't even know that you believe in something, just that you don't call it God. I believe in God and I'm very proud about it. By my belief in God, it's something else. Let me explain. Until you find God in the things that He has created, until you find God on the back of a butterfly in the colors that are displayed, until you find God in the beauty of the spread tail feathers of a peacock, until you find God in the sound produced by the waterfall from that cliff, until you find God, the colors exhibited in the sky when the rain falls and the sun pierces through the droplets of water in the atmosphere that creates a rainbow. Until you find God in the ability of a small termite building a termitarium as high as 6 feet. Until you find God in all these things in nature, it will be difficult to find God written in the books through the lens of someone's perspective. You cannot have a relationship with me if all you know about me is something you read. You must have a certain level of interaction with me physically, by observing me, by asking questions, by studying the way I do my things. Then you can say that you have a certain level of relationship with me and you know me. Now, when you have found God, be grateful. The interesting thing about gratefulness is that until you're stricken by a certain type of ailment or disease, you tend not to appreciate the things that you are blessed with. And that is why sometimes our prayer topics are filled with, give me, I want this, I pray for this, kill this person for me, I bind this person, and it's all negative. It's because we don't have a lot of things to be grateful about until you are hit with what you call stroke. You will not appreciate the ability to grasp a TV remote and change the channel on your television. Until you're grateful about the force of gravity that acts upon you, you will never appreciate the reason why you are able to sit on that seat and not fall. There are so many things around us we can be grateful for and thank God for. The next letter is the letter B, bravery and boldness. This year, take the adventure of doing something new, something you are scared about. Be brave about it and do. You can go with your friends and jump off the cliff using a parachute. Going on paragliding. That is something I long to do because I'm scared of height. Or possibly you can learn how to swim if you are aquaphobic. You're scared to be like a fish. And so this year, take that braveness and boldness to learn how to swim so that you can become a fish for just some few minutes, and then you can appreciate how this animal can be in the water for a long time and navigate its way. Be brave and bold about taking that decision of starting that business. Be brave about it. And when you do that and the year elapses and you look back, you know that you've made a great choice. The next thing is I, information and ink. Information is key, especially in the dispensation we find ourselves. Information is data. Data is almost like the air we breathe. Information is that thing that enters into you, to your soul, through your ears, eye, or all your 5 senses. And that gives you a certain level of content in your soul realm, specifically speaking, your mind. Information is that thing that enters you and forms something within you. It helps you to take decisions. It helps you in your reasoning. It helps you in how to relate with your environment. Make time to always get new information, irrespective of where it comes from. But I'll tell you this, whilst you're getting information, have the ability to filter them, the ones that you work with and the ones that you just not work with. Information is key. It is good to write information down. Things that hit your mind as an idea, try as much as possible this year to write it down. Imagine those who wrote the Bible, the Quran, and all the religious books and any other book in prehistoric times. Imagine if they did not write them down. We will not have the ability to discover them and read it and run our lives with it. And so once you have an idea and you feel that it's coming from the inside of you, try and ink it down. The next thing is Q, quantity and quality. Quantity is good. It's good to have things in numbers. It's good to have the things you want in abundance. Everybody wants abundance when it comes to resources. It's good to have quantity. But in getting quantity, look out for quality. Quality is key. Once you have quality, you're good to go. Quality is that thing that sets you apart from other things. We have so much mediocrity around us that we don't even have the culture to notice when something is of good quality. I'll give a practical example. I'm the type who used to buy what you call home use or second-hand car tires. And for those of you who drive, you would appreciate this. Sometimes our pocket doesn't give us the room or luxury to buy freshly manufactured tires for our cars. But trust me, if you can stretch your pocket and buy a new tire, one of the things you don't realize you're saving is fuel consumption. When you have new tires, you lessen the amount of drag your tire has with your street or the road. And these little decisions you take about just buying a new tire can help you even in the consumption of fuel by your car. This is just an example. You can do the research and thank me later. And so when it comes to quality, do not compromise in your quest to have quantity. The next letter is A, authority and acceptance. You must exhibit a certain level of authority in everything that you do. It is that authority that gives the impression about yourself that you're confident and believe in what you share with other people. For example, command that authority when you're sharing a business idea with someone, because that's what is actually going to convince them once you exhibit that level of authority. Now, authority comes when you have enough information about something, when you have enough data. And so in your quest to exhibit authority, don't forget that you must know your boundaries. Once you know your boundaries, once you have enough information, you can exhibit a high level of authority. But do not lord it over people when you are placed in a place of authority. Acceptance. And that brings me to the disappointment you have when you first saw the thumbnail of this very video. You thought I was going to talk about the agenda. No, I'm talking about acceptance. You must accept that there are things about yourself in life you cannot change, even if you manipulate it physically or medically speaking. For example, you cannot change anything about your sex. You are either a male or a female. There is no middle ground. So these are some of the things you cannot change, and so all you can do is to accept. When you accept that you are a male or a female, when you accept that you are black or white, when you accept that you are either from Africa or from somewhere else in the world, when you accept that you are coming from a place of disadvantage or a place of advantage, it helps you in how to build your life and navigate your life in this world. There are things that you must accept that they are within your domain to change. Once you accept them, it equips you to take decisions that helps you to change them. Once you accept the fact that there are things beyond you you cannot change, you cannot do anything about it, it also helps you live a better life, that you don't stress your mind on how to change the things that are not within your domain. For example, looking at yourself, your parents didn't choose you, your mother didn't choose you, you didn't choose yourself. It means that somebody did the choosing behind the scene. And so once you come into this world and you are met with all the disadvantages of life, first accept it and work on yourself in building yourself up and placing yourself up the pedestal. If you have an addiction in your life, accept that you have an addiction. Once you accept it, it helps you to take decisions in helping yourself coming out of it. First must start with acceptance. So these are the 7 things I'd like to share with you that you can run your year with, so that at the end of this year, you can boldly beat your chest and say that I lived this year very well to its best capacity. My name is Dilquist, your Mindsurgeon. If you like this content, kindly subscribe and share with your family and friends. And more especially, kindly comment. I want to have an interaction with you. If you have any questions or suggestions, please put it as a comment and I'll get back to you. Take care of yourself and always remember that I love you.